Hello.
You never know. Hello.
It's Meagan and Alyssa back.
Yeah, we are back.
Every time.
We did a setup on the back patio this time.
Same light.
Keeping you guys on your toes. Yeah. We have nothing prepared.
Nothing. It's weird because we're in this like little corner of our deck.
Yeah.
And so if anyone were to see us,
It looks weird.
it's like we're in this corner like set up together, just like looking at the wall. Like this is a wall.
Our wall's there. So
That's cool. You do
you
silly things when you love the Lord.
What are you gonna do? What you gonna do about it?
What you
Great,
gonna do
Tom.
with all that stuff? It's a wrong song for it, but
Yeah, we're trying to follow in faith.
follow in faith.
Not filth.
Loving the Lord.
Confusing.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this is officially our 21st video. We have 20 under our belt. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we now have an intro to our videos, which is really cool. We're slowly progressing along.
Yeah.
Progressing.
Pressing along.
Progressing.
Moving press along.
Yeah.
That's really good French.
This is really good. Croissant.
Oui.
Yep.
Alright, we've established we didn't prepare a darn thing.
Yeah. But we did struggle today. We have definitely struggled today.
Through some stuff.
Yeah.
Let's talk about... Well, Alyssa's had some days off. So she is fresh on the rest wagon. Fresh off?
Fresh on? Fresh
Fresh
off.
on, fresh off.
Wax on.
Fresh
There are
wagon.
all kinds of different stuff in this video.
Yeah, days off. Okay, you had days off.
I had days off.
Okay. How did you find the Lord in your days off?
Ooh. You know, in trial and tribulation, even though you'd think that, like, days off wouldn't have that much of it, I didn't get enough sleep, I overslept, and I've kind of been all over the place. You guys, if you've been following us, know that car troubles are like the bane of my existence.
Yeah.
They rock my world upside down, and sometimes I'm really victorious in them, and other times I'm not, and another one of our cars died, so...
Like
yeah.
the good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that just got paid off.
Yep. So it's dead, and so that was. There's a moth. So that was a little bit rough, you know. I think in dealing with things that come up, and then the extra stressors of the expectations that other people can put on you, and that stress that's there too is kind of a challenge. And you know, finding your way back to God where you can't figure it out in your head how things are gonna wrap on up, and when things like continue to pile on top of each other, and all of a sudden like you're here and it's like overwhelming, and you see no like logical. Woo!
Oh my gosh!
Okay, I need to move the lamp away a little bit.
Where is he? You smacked him down.
He like landed on me.
Oh my gosh, he's in the lamp.
Stay in the lamp.
Okay.
Anyways.
Alright, so question real quick before that moth comes back. So what would old Alyssa, because we're talking about being a new creation, you get to respond differently than your fleshly nature would when you walk with the Lord, because all of a sudden you're like, oh, well, I want to just act a fool and tell people what's up and put people in their place or whatever it is. But when you've got God as the focus and Jesus as the focus, and you're following to be a more gentle, humble, loving,
kind,
servant creature.
Unselfish,
that's good.
Yeah.
But you want to respond differently, and so your spirit's challenged with your flesh. So how would old Alyssa have responded?
Kind of like you respond with a moth, you guys. Like you freak out and like try and finagle your way through it.
They're loud. They're so loud.
I trust the Lord. I'm just not gonna watch. There's someone predicting. Can you hear them? They're like, you can hear them against the lamp.
They're making noise. Okay. Oh!
want to come sit on this side?
No.
This is our life. Why won't it stand?
I'm embarrassed. I'm gonna go.
Dude, I feel like I'm getting it closer. It's gonna be like the best video ever. Let's switch seats.
No way. No way.
So I think it's a good analogy.
How
like things happen
respond.
unpredictably.
Yeah.
We
How
kind
are
of
you
like
gonna
freak
react?
out. We're not being
Let's
very
try
good Christians
trusting
right
the
now.
Lord with this moth sitch. I smelled with my nose earlier tonight and a gnat went up.
As opposed to smelling with another part of her body. I smelled with my nose.
Alright. The moths have gotten comfortable.
She snuffed a gnat up her nose,
I
which
did.
she should have said.
Gnat nose.
Gnat nose.
Natty nose.
That title right there.
Natty nose.
Natty nose.
Natty. Alright.
To get back on topic.
Yeah.
I think
was a humdinger.
You know, I flailed a lot in my old nature, and I think I'm flailing this time too, but I think I'm flailing to a different degree, and I'm flailing in different ways, and God's got a new lesson for me in the people approval area where I need to not let other people's expectations dictate how I'm feeling and my peace, and how that shakes my peace.
Could you delve a little bit more into that? The whole expectations that people have on our lives and over our lives, because I think we all kind of deal with that. We run into people where they're challenging and questioning, well, why'd you do what you did? And I don't know. What does that look like to you?
I think, you know, you really have to press in, especially when you start this journey of, you know, the world's expectations are much different than the Lord's expectations of you, and you really need to, when you come up against them, decide, are these expectations of the Lord, and will they further my walk, or are these expectations of the world? And it's really about me, and I don't want to feel bad when I disappoint somebody, or I look a certain way in their eyes.
Yeah.
And I think that's really where you have to delve in and, like, decide where's your source? Where's it coming from?
Yeah.
And it's always eyes on the Lord. So is this going to further my walk? Is it worth the time I'm spending mulling it over, or should I have my focus on God? And what does God want me to do? He wants me to have peace in this situation. He doesn't want me to meet the expectations of others. They're not godly expectations they're putting on me. They're not saying, you know, you're hurting me, you're not taking my feelings into consideration. They're more like expectations like, this is how I see your life going, and like you're not meeting up to those. And I think it's between you and God. It's not between you and other people. So you have to have those really clear, kind boundaries where you're like, you know, your expectations are not from the Lord, and I love you, but I'm with Him. So, you know, those are hard ones to structure around.
They are. They're very tricky.
What do you got?
For what? Well,
Megan's got some sandpaper as well.
Yeah.
Maybe some non-specific sandpaper explanations.
And we've talked about this, I think, in one of our earlier videos where, you know, there's somebody that is, like, in your life, and they're just, for some reason, they rub you the wrong way, and it's really easy for us to look at them and say, well, they're the problem, and they've got these issues, rather than reflect inward and say, okay, well, how am I behaving, and what am I doing? I don't know.
Or
and
maybe
like,
is there
it
a lesson
really
here?
them? Yeah, or is God trying to buff some stuff out in me and work out some personality traits that, like, I'm still struggling with? Like, we are not perfect people when we make these videos. Never ever do we claim to be. You saw the moth thing. I mean, we're sinners. We're we're sinners, and like every day we're trying to rise above that and choose God. And
yeah, the sinful nature is still here.
yeah,
It's still a struggle. You don't become a Christian and all of a sudden you're perfect and you want to be perfect. No. I think it's still and it always will be. I don't think you're ever you know, on this path to perfection, out to judge everyone else who's not you and not living your way, are not what we see as moral. I think all the sins are, you know, the same, and like we're all these imperfect creations of God. And the amazing thing is he just loves us so much, and he just wants us to want him back.
right.
And I think that's pretty amazing. It's as simple as just wanting to love him, that you start to examine your life and yourself and find different ways to make you happy rather than finding it in the world. Yeah.
And those people too, we call them sandpaper people. You know, we have to have our discussions about what that bubbles up in our own heart and what we're struggling with, because we know we want to be loving and we know we want to treat people right, and I don't know, like it's hard to see when God starts buffing you around and putting other people in your life. It's challenging for us to be like, okay, what is the problem in me and the problem in my heart that I am experiencing to where I'm having this emotional reaction, or I don't know, like getting upset, staying upset for hours over a situation, like,
and
not
turning it back on yourself, like making it about them and saying, gosh, this person is ridiculous, this person is just awful, they're mean, they're selfish. Really, are you going to make any like progress with someone who has to stay in your life, like in a work situation or a family situation? Probably not. But I think in examining
what your portion is,
and how you can change and how you can affect that interaction, I think is really where the Lord can do some good work, where you'll be like, okay, Lord, I hate this person. Let's be real, I hate this person. And I'm gonna press in and start to pray for them, because I don't know what they have going on, but like I need a softer heart about this and this person.
And they're fighting their own battle too.
Mm-hmm. So I think that's a good starting place, is to start praying for them. And maybe another one on top of that, after you start praying for them and your heart can be softened, is to start finding things to be thankful for and interactions that you have with them, and finding things where you're like, well, I'm thankful for that kind word she had this one time.
Right.
Or
and
he had, or
celebrating
whatever.
them and celebrating their victories.
And I think your heart comes along, and I think it's such a great victory. We both had victories within the last year of people that we just cannot stand.
Yeah.
And to be able to, to be able to hurdle that and press in with God, and one day all of a sudden, like, they have a really soft moment with you, and all of a sudden you're friends, and maybe that never happens, but like, I think overcoming that and looking at them one day and not having all this anger and all this bitterness and like all this I hate you is a victory in and of itself. And like, you're following God, and God's buffing stuff out, and he's ready for the next step with you. So I think press in.
Well, that kind of feels like that promotion too, when like you press in with God and like you're kind and you pray for that person and you start to reflect inward and change your heart. And it's almost like when you have that soft moment that she was talking about, it's like your heart just opens up wide to them. And it's like, I don't know, like in my experiences and Alyssa's, you find this really soft spot for them where you just take them like as they are and like see the best in them, and you don't sit there and pick out flaws anymore. You just, I don't know, you want to be like their cheerleader. And vulnerability, like when Alyssa and I first became friends, we had like, we went out to coffee, and this was years and years and years and years and years ago, but we went out to coffee and we just like sat down and poured our hearts out to each other. And one thing that stuck with both of us was that, man, like vulnerability is powerful when you're able to be broken and like not like a hot mess, but just say, these are the things that like I'm really struggling through and hurting. I don't know, that's hurting me in my life. And it's so hard for us to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
those are my thoughts.
I think they're good ones.
We're going to have a moth farm next time we do a video. Captured.
Maybe we're going to have pet moths. Maybe that's what the Lord wants us to work on next. We have a fear.
I don't feel that's right for me. Don't project that on me, sister. Different paths. Don't let anybody tell you
different strokes.
What they think God's speaking into your life, man. Follow him.
I never have a pet
moth farms for you.
I call him Sally. Yep.
Okay.
All right, you guys, we're going to wrap it on up. But as always, we enjoy spending time with us.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Time with us, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for taking the time to, I don't know, like, get your wheels turning. Like, see something different or see a more personal dialogue. We've been friends for a really long time, and we've got this connection, and we just like talking about these things and getting the wheels going. So, you know, good for you for seeking and for questioning, and probably maybe there's not a whole lot that you're getting from us, but maybe there's a little seed that's being planted there, and it's making you hunger and thirst for word and truth in your life. So, thanks for watching.
Yeah. As always,
I'm Megan.
I'm Alyssa.
Have a good night, you guys.
Bye.
Bye.